Oh wow, that's fancy, man.
Freaky, freaky, you know?
Yeah, nice.
And then I got home early,
Hmm.
beautiful dump, and
Oh,
everybody's sad. Jerome Powell is speaking.
let's
They
dump
want
the
to look at
markets.
Tesla, which is good. We can look at Tesla. Rising wedge right now, so I'd be cautious here as we continue to rise up here. This is very much let Jerome Powell speak and see what happens afterwards. This is the market just waiting, in my opinion. If we look at, let's take a look at, we were asked to look at Tesla. I'm sure you have a good idea as well, but geez, this Elon FUD, man, is not working out too good. You know, you got this big hopium. Now, I do believe Tesla is going to do well long term, very, very long term. Okay, the automated self-driving, the robots, all that stuff. I think long term, very good. Right now, coming back down to reality, really, as we can see in here. So for me, you know, whenever typically you break out of a significant high, okay, you're definitely looking for a retest. Okay, so you're basically retesting and looking for a continuation. This thing had shot up insanely after the it reacted the same after the presidency, right? Donald Trump getting in. So now, right, rolling over. For me, with something like this, you're waiting for an established bottom. Okay, so if you're looking at any kind of history with Tesla, right? All you're waiting is for an established bottom and a break, and then you're looking to continue. Okay, so here we obviously had that gap up. So this is where you would have said, "Hey, man, let's continue," and we continued. Okay, so same goes for right now, right? I don't think this is like total bearish. I do have some key levels on Tesla. Uh, I used to hold a lot of Tesla. I sold actually right here, which was just for tax, though. For tax, so I could have held obviously and sold later, but that's a whole different story. So right now I'm looking for this 300 to 315 to hold. That would be my level that I would be looking to hold right in here. Um, Psychological level as well. So we have come down into this area in here, and I'd look for a continuation. Let's see, where's our? Yeah, we're below our dynamic reactor on the 4 hour. What about our 12 hour? Because we do have this nice trend line coming in here. So anywhere in here would be a buy zone, in my opinion. I am still, yeah, 12-hour perfect bounce, okay, off of our dynamic reactor. Predictive ranges, let's take a look here. So you're pretty low for this range here. However, you should be making a new range pretty soon, and I would think you'd come back into this general area in here. Yeah, so I'd like to see 300 hold, but for now, potential bounce. All you want to do is, if you are looking to trade this or buy, you're looking for kind of like a structure change where you want to go. For now, it's a lot of, Doge is looking they're upsetting a lot of people, which I think is good. I think these people should be under a microscope if they're spending government money, and they should be held accountable for all their stuff. So people who don't want you to look are typically guilty, correct? That's my thoughts. But yeah, it's taking a little bit of a beating, but long term bullish on Tesla. What are your thoughts on Tesla there? Are you going to get an Optimus Prime robot there? Yes, I see you with an Optimus robot there, making you tacos and
Oh
pouring you
man.
shots of tequila.
By the way, if you do corn tortillas, you need to like separate them before you put it in the fridge. So I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm gonna be explaining that to the robot. So, all right. Let's take a look at a couple of things in here. Wom says that something is wrong with his, but what? How is it wrong? Previous day low. Let's take a look at that. He said in lower time frames. Maybe that could be let me let me take a look at that very fast. But let me first answer your question of Tesla TSLA. Very quick. I'm gonna go in here and then we analyze what's happening there. By the way, Womp, you can take a Womprat. You can please contact support on the Get Help and publish this. They can open up a ticket for you. But we're also going to be looking at this. Man, Tesla, not looking good. Not looking good. Still kind of like a bottom in here. We'll see. Maybe further move it to the downside and then a possible bounce to the upside. I maybe just wait a little bit. Tesla, I'm out of Tesla since a long time. Since I started seeing these lower highs, I start selling my Tesla or the little few Tesla that I had. He's saying that let's go and do fart coin here. And he's saying that his pivots might be wrong here. We'll see. He says at the 15 minutes. Let's take a look at first daily, previous daily low. And he says that, what is it? Pivot, previous daily low on lower time frames. Let's take a look at that. So our previous daily low, so was somewhere around there. Let's go to the 15 minutes. And then we'll see what seems like Thursday 11, 12. All right. 11. So there we go. And then let's turn on our pivots here. And we'll take a look at daily. And click OK. Wait for that right to stop moving. He says he's in 331. Well, it seems to be just a little bit off. And this is because, remember that my line was previously there, remember? There we go. You see that? And this is because you have a little bit of a threshold based on daily. Because if you take a look at daily low, you'll take a look at daily candles. As you can see, we catch right there the very low of the day on the candle, and that is based on what time UTC you are at. So let's go back into the 15 minutes here, and whenever I turn on my weekly low, there we go. Let's turn it on once again, and let's give it a little second here. Oh yeah, and I cannot see it because, oh come on, where are you? Oh, I turned it off. Sorry, my bad. Daily. Okay, let's just give it a little second here. And as you can see, it is precisely where it was. It's just a matter of definition per calculation. So it's just a tiny itty bitty of number of zeros on that threshold. So it's just a mathematical. So for example, if you do 2.00001 plus I don't know, 1.00211. What do you got? You got 300211. So are we going to be taking this into consideration, or we can run to 3.0? And that is this itty bitty threshold that you see here. And that is because data is being taken out of the daily. And you can see daily wise, look at that. It is right there. And that has to do based on rotation of Earth, because, and I know it sounds a little bit like weird, I mean, at least to me, and that is because of time zones, right? So your daily low might be different from my daily low based on where you are from. So by just taking into consideration that, yeah, little, what is it? How do you call that when you have extra zeros? I don't know. I don't quite remember. That extra definition of numbers that is doesn't really add or is subtracted, well, then you basically have that threshold right there. So still, when you take your daily from the daily candle, it is precise. And when you compare it here, just based on hours or minutes, depending on where time of the world you are, that's why you're going to have that itty bitty threshold there. As you can see, look at that. It is it is right here based on mine. You see that? So it's not that it's wrong. It just is time frame dependent, and also we cannot push that many zeros into TradingView. So that's what you might be seeing that. The same thing happens with support and resistances, and not it doesn't have to do. Also, it happens because it also doesn't have to do with daily stuff. Let me show you. For example, this is a mathematical kind of like a like puzzle. Like let's go to 12 hours in here. So 12 hours, right? I'm gonna be doing, for example, this support, right here, and I'm gonna be marking it with a big arrow. Also, I think that's too far away, but whatever. Let's also mark this support right there, and they should be like almost exactly, right? If we go to the 15 minutes, I know this is gonna be a long one. Your support, it is not there. Yes, it's touching the very bottom of it, but actually your support will average up here. Does that make sense? And then if we go to the other one, there we go. Look at that. Your support is not precise, and it will average down slightly to there. If that makes sense. But again, charts are dynamic, and that depends on people buying and selling. So it's just a little bit of a threshold that it just happens when changing from higher, which is bigger data, to smaller, which has more 0.0000 digits, if that makes sense. More decimals. That's the word. Sorry, my bad. Hopefully that has answered your question. Also, you can set up and open up a what is this called? A request. Let me see that. Let me just give it to you here. Let me find it and then I'll send it to you. But can I pass it over to you, my friend, and then so I can research the channel where he can set up the request, custom request. Sorry.
Yeah, man, no worries.
Oh, I got it. Come on.
They like my otters.
Here it is. Feature request. Thank you, Daggett. Yes. Thank you. A little bit too slow. I don't know why. I just drink a lot of coffee. I also took a Neurogum, and I'm still kind of like a DC. Hopefully, I'm not getting sick. Taking it over. Man, on Bitcoin. I know you talked about Bitcoin already. I'm guessing you did, right?
Not that much, no.
Not that much.
I haven't done full analysis yet, so I want to see you go first this time. You got to tell me, do you like the sweaters? Look.
I love them. Oh shit, man, that's amazing. That's the same picture that you have in the background, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
I got
freaking
merch
awesome.
made, bro.
That's awesome. You
Yeah.
know what should be also awesome? When you put your hoodie, you should be having otter eyes.
The otter.
Yeah,
I got
man.
the otter on the sleeve.
Oh, nice. Love it, man. Love it. It's looking sweet, man. Oh, the OG.
It's getting
Love
there.
it. Nice. Whenever you release them, let me know. I'll buy some of them for me and for MJ. Just make sure that you do international shipping.
You got to make a. I'll add you to it if you want. You got to make an otter. Right. I can give you my prompt, but I can remove the background and everything for you if you want. But if you make your own otter, I will. See, this is mine. I can share it in here. You make your own otter like this. I'll throw it in the background if you want.
I'm so freaking lootly, man.
Maybe make him having a taco or something like that. You got to make it like yours, you know? Or maybe wearing a sombrero, something like that.
No.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, man, you got me. I'm gonna be tinfoil hat. I love it, man.
Send me a picture like this. This is my my sample. So I'm still putting together the final version. I got Army Piper here. I got to add Army Piper. That's Army Piper here. I gotta add
Love it.
Alexandra G, the mod queen. You know Alexandra G.
Oh yeah.
Um, this one's hers. Let me show you here quickly. I know we're teaching, but come on, this is cool stuff, man. Alexandra G here. Gotta add her in too
Oh,
with the
nice.
wrench.
With the rich, yeah. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, man.
Oh, love it. I love that, my friend. Absolutely.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
send
send
me
you a
one.
picture of it. What is it?
Yeah, you gotta send me one. I'll put you in the back. I'll put you in the background somewhere.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, please. I'll take your word for it. So your offer on it. Absolutely. So guys, take a look at Bitcoin. Alex, up or down?
Up.
Up. All right. I'm also with it.
Moons. The moon. It's
Moons.
all about the
There we
moon.
go. And CNBC. If you guys watch the Piper Academy, CNBC just released an announcement saying that everybody that bought Bitcoin should be de-risking and selling this Bitcoin. And I was just, dude, is that mainstream media? They're right. Fuck them. This is why this channel is never gonna. I mean, YouTube channel is never gonna get monetized. So, I mean, guys, I'm not telling you to go buy Bitcoin. I'm not telling you to do that. But every single time that I just see mainstream media talking about Bitcoin without an actual Bitcoin influencer slash analysis, analyst, sorry, uh, things just go the other way around, right? So let me show you something that I like in here. Let me just take this out of the way because might be bringing my personal stuff here. But I just want the public one. There we go, much better. Wyckoff distributions, right? Let me explain very quick for the new members. If we take a look at the daily, we could be looking at something like this, all right? It seems freakishly, almost freakishly identical, right? So does that mean that we're gonna be going back down, reversing, and then going to hell? I don't think so. I don't think so. And why is that? Because the same thing had happened here, and it did not happen. It actually got us right there. And despite I buy after breaking back above, well then it still got me back, which I held. And then guess what? We are on profits, right? The same thing happened here, right? The same thing happened here. The same thing happened here. So is it that Wyckoff it's just bearish or it doesn't work? No, no, no. Wyckoff is very precise when you go very technical about it, right? In fact, if you just look at what does Binance, not me, Academy Binance says about it, this is an advanced strategy. And why is that? Because despite they just show you one example accumulation scheme, and then one example of distribution scheme, which are the most popular ones in the markets, which play out the most. We have like 10 of each one. And depending on the inner structure, you can predict how and when or if we're going to have a breakout that way, right? So I usually teach till the SOW or right here. Oh, come on. Why does it do that? To the spring. All right. So at this point, this is the same thing that I'm expecting to happen right now. As Alex might said, sweep off the lows in here, right? You also see that we have dynamic reactor coming in strong. We have a support area right there. And if I start throwing in my indicators, I have not only a smart money area here. Oh, not even that. Look at that. A smart money area right here, that which means that maybe I can wick and then have a V-shaped recovery with sweep of the lows. Remember, our previous low, it's right here. So we need a sweep below that, or at least just wicking down past that part, right? This is for the macro structure here, right? And I would say the worst case scenario. Another thing is that look at that frictionally ginormous order block. Man, that's a loud order block. That is thick, and that is 79% bullish. So are we just gonna be bouncing from here? Possible. Possible, but I just won't say that probable. I think, and let me show you the next tool, which is liquidations, guys. Free tool from ChartPrime. Go ahead and download it or add it to your charts. Look at the liquidations right now. And I mean, I know this is completely clear, but what would be easier for market makers to do? Move the price all the way up to start liquidating here, or move the price down to start liquidating right there? I would say that this is obvious, right? If they want to make easy money, they just need to move it at 5%, right? Instead of moving it 16%. So this is telling me that we could be going to grab these guys right here and maybe for a snowball effect, these guys right down here. So you can see, look at where that gets me, 87, right? Starting at 91.87. Let's go visit my next chart of Bitcoin here. Let me just turn on my spaghetti and you'll see that I basically have the same area of support right here, 89, 86, 900, right? 87-ish, right? But the interesting part happens when we start looking not a daily, but a little bit of a farther moving to the inside. Also, something, or into the last part, something interesting, it is that we had the very reversal with a little bit of a goose head here, right? Which happened here, and I was pointing at a farther continuation for the top or bottom. Look at that, it is happening. So if we are able to roll back down, guess what's going to happen? Pull up, pull back down, double bottom, push it, right? I don't think that we're going to have a double bottom, but I think that we're going to have that sweep of the lows right there, all right? I think that is on market makers' best interest. Let's go now to the 4th hour. On the 4th hour, I know I have a spaghetti here. Let me clear this up, or you know what? Let's even go to another charting here. And, oh no, this one is interesting. So let's do this one. I can erase this. All right. So let's just give it a second for it to load. And also let's remove every single thing in here. All right. Oh, I know what's happening here. All right, got it. Coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery. And the next high, it is not higher than the previous range. All right. If I go to visit Wyckoff, coming down, little range, that's why it's marked in here, V-shaped recovery, and our next high, not higher than the previous range, right? What does that tell us? 70% chances of ranging, easy peasy. Regardless, did we ranged? Oh, come on, Bitcoin. Yes, look at that. This is a range, right? Slightly tilted downwards, but still a range. There's no major ups and downs, right? There's no major pivot points. There's no measure anything. This is flat, right? So we did range. So what could happen in here? Same thing that we're expecting on the higher time frames, right? A spring, right?
Boing.
Sweep of the lows. What is it?
Boing.
Exactly, boing.
Spring.
So the spring, based on Wyckoff theory, should be not below the below the previous low, not too far below or from the flip. From the V-shaped recovery, right? You can see it here. Well, V-shaped recovery in this case, it is below, but in this case, based on the other schematics, I usually look for it not to be. Let me just remove this because it's killing me. Not to be far down below this area. So I will be looking for a spring to do this. And here's where I would tell you, guys, this is not set in stone, and this is where we need to be a little bit flexible, right? If we have this spring and then we retest and then keep going upwards, when we start breaking dynamic reactor, that's going to be a definition of keep going upwards, and I would say even breaking previous all-time highs. I could venture to say that, all right? But if we bounce down, let me show you, for example, right here. If we come way below this area and then we bounce and we reject, I think we're going for a sweep of lows in here. And then somewhere around this area, because we have a big liquidity zone in here, then bounce up, do this, your entry, or if you want to time the bottom, falling knife, your entry, and off you go. How can we time that? Well, easy peasy, lemon squeezy with when you have chart prime. Let me start turning on my indicators, right? Look at here. First area of entry or first area of being careful, breakthrough, right? Liquidation. Then, oh, come on. There we go. Oh, no, that's the same one. Sorry. Where are you, my friend? There we go. We are looking at predictive ranges. These predictive ranges are being here, these lines, which are purple, gray, golden, blue, golden, gray, purple, right? They've been here since here, right? So they are predicting the farthest range based on volatility, which means, by the way, that and let me just clear this up. The golden lines are the most reactive and the most trustworthy. The next most reactive ones are going to be the purple ones, all right? So look at that, going to the purple, where maybe bounce, retest, continuation, here golden line. That's when I'm going to be looking for an inverse head and shoulders or sweep of the lows, a stiletto pattern, right? Like Alex Okrita would say it. Break out of the trend line here, right? And then what happens? Last entry, and off we go. Basically making, let me show you this pattern within a pattern. Coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, 70% chances of ranging, spring, and off we go. Basically the same of what we got right here, but with a happy ending, right? So there you go, guys. In fact, I think it's going to be higher. There we go. So there you go, guys. This is what I believe that we could be encountering. I do see a little bit more farther down to the downside, despite the daily. It has a loud order block, right? Remember, order blocks can disappear because they are dynamic, which means if I put a big enough position, it will show as an order block. And when the price gets close to it, nobody's stopping me to close that position. Remember, they are not taken positions, but open position waiting or are waiting to be taken. So based on that, those order blocks can change and reallocate based on people's sentiment and where people want to place their money for it to be taken. All right, so just be aware of that, of order blocks. Despite they're very cool, they're very great, and they are magnetic and trustworthy. One of their characteristics is that they just can poof out of existence just like that. All right, so that's what I got, Alex. 4 hours daily. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know if I want to venture myself into the 15 minutes at this point, but let me see what you got and what are your opinion about it. The bear.
I think you're a bear. Maybe you make it instead of an otter, you can make a bear, and I'll put you in the back somewhere there. I don't know. Let's take a look. Yeah, so like I'll give you the bullish scene and the bearish scene. So you think we come down to 85? You need to. You're gonna scare some people, OC. Oof. Yeah, I'd say daily dynamic reactors at 90 right now. Remember how well it stood up back here? That was beautiful. I could see something like this, but actually continuing after, right? So if I was to take this, put it over here, it's about the same time, right? We could see something like that, possibly, and then this part here. That's what I would look for. Something like that. Valhalla. Okay, but I think we still got another. What's the best setting for Market Oracle Pro for 5-minute time frame in crypto? Okay. So for me, your Market Oracle Pro, if I'm going to turn on, I'll turn this to 8 for my signal settings. If I'm going to turn this on anything, this is for me as a scalper. If I'm going to use this, that's what I would send this. Quantum reactor fast would be ideal. Okay, these are some of the settings that I would switch. Dynamic reactor as well. Okay, so if you're on the 5-minute time frame, that's some things that I would add. Maybe OC has some other things that he would add. Also for scalping, the bands are really good. The bands are very useful. It's another strategy you can employ. So if you go over here, you can see we're on the 5-minute time frame right now. I'm gonna let this materialize and populate on the chart. Okay. So the bands will give you basically extremes on volatility. Basically, extremes allowing you to really maximize your trading within this. So you see a big move down, you can see it hits the band, it reclaims the band, you get long, vice versa. Okay. For me, you're mostly using your dynamic reactor for trending price action. Okay, so this has been sideways price action. Okay, so not as effective on sideways price action. However, if you do identify a trend like this over here, right, this would be your trend on your 5-minute. You can see how effective your dynamic reactor will be in, I guess it hasn't populated in here. In a downtrend, it'll hit better than a moving average. So you'll see it work throughout here. Anytime you get into here, you'll be able to sell. That would be my favorite way to use the dynamic reactor. Also for Market Oracle Pro, another thing that I would use is your you can definitely use your candle highlights for your trend, and then your prime range is very effective too, and that's going to help you really identify bullish, bearish, right? So right now it's bearish downtrend, and that's really going to help you as well identify trend. So Bollinger Bands, I would add bands. I would add the dynamic reactor or quantum reactor at fast. Okay, quantum reactor at fast. It'll just be a bit more reactive for you, and that's kind of where I would start. Don't get don't put in like every single thing, right? So maybe pick one or the other. Pick a quantum reactor, and just really just test it and see that, hey, we're in a downtrend here. I'm looking for shorts, right? So once I identify that, hey, this is red, I'm looking for shorts, right? Confluence right there, right? Right? Okay. You would have caught the long this morning. You would have caught the short this morning. Okay. So very effective. Obviously, very choppy price action. So it's something that you're going to have to back test and implore to for your own strategies. I also like like I said, I also like the trendy max profit, take profit, and G mode. These are going to give you really, like, let's say you get long here, you're going to be able to say, hey, man, we're getting topped out here, right? These take profits are really telling me that either we're going to reverse where you can look for a potential short, or it's going to give you, hey, man, you should probably get out now, right? So they're very good guides. So like if you got short here, you would have seen, hey, we're done here, right? Coming back up. So take a look, see how it works. But those are the things that I would use if you're starting fresh. Another big one that I use a lot is VWAP. Okay, so VWAP takes a lot more interpretation with VWAP. Okay, had the long this morning. Right now we're chopping within it, but VWAP is something that I definitely use on the Dynamics Pro, alongside with our order blocks and liquidity zones. It's something that I use every day. So that's something you might want to try and show VWAP in here. If you're trying to trade the 5-minute, that would be where I would start. And hopefully that helps you. Going back to Bitcoin, top-down analysis. So my hopium Okay, you can see we have the big order block in here, the liquidity down here, positive, very positive delta here on the 2-day. Okay, this is actually ASCO. See, you don't necessarily always see it at 90. This is pretty high, in my opinion. So this is like hold or bust kind of deal, right? So I don't know if we come down for the liquidity in the lows over here. This is the big daddy, I guess you'd say, is 89, 88,000 for me right now. Right now, if we're looking at this price action on the daily, okay, let's just look at it. It looks like a shitty caterpillar. Like, look at this thing, man. It is so ugly. Like, this is disgusting. Look at this. Indecision, 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 indecision. Hopium, dumpium, indecision. Okay. You can't, there's only one place I've ever seen this before, and that was at 25,000, I believe. Let's go over there. And down we go. And right here. There it is. Shit. Right? Right in here. I remember trading this. This is a 1.5% range some of these days. The days. 0.5%. Oh, see, imagine your whole day, the whole market moved 0.5%. Yeah, exactly. Poking it with
What a
a stick.
dumpster.
So
Yeah.
so shit. At least we're moving, 3% right now. Imagine, right? At least we're, uh however, I remain bullish right now. For me, this is very much bottoming structure. We're coming in here. We have swept the lows off of that very, very scary tariff dump, right? We've had a lot of shit, really. It's been Donald Trump meme coin. It's been FOMC meeting, fake out into the tariff news dump, right? Into Jerome Powell speaking, into the AI deep seek shit. So like honestly, it's like very, very news driven. And what do we have here? If we're just looking, if we go from top to bottom, we just have a descending channel, really. Like if we just take a regression trend, that's all we have right now, right? And guess what? We're holding on to the range, right? It's not like we've deviated out of this area, right? If we're just looking at this, we have a big fat chunk of volume that is absolutely boring as ever, but this is where we're at, right? So it's either we hold, right? And we push and get above here and starts to trade above 100,000, which I do think is possible. And we are getting a little bit of a push right now. Okay. But it's going to take some time. Right now, alts have been destroyed. But what is this right here, OC? If you're a 4-hour time frame, if you zoom in on your 1 hour confirmation, what do we just get after today?
V-shaped
Just looking
recovery
at this.
spring.
Yes, and a massive, massive bullish divergence. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
So this is going to be, whenever you see slow price action followed by quick price action, gives you divergences. Okay, so it's there you go. Merry Christmas. Edit load. Merry Christmas. Okay, so we're getting the divergence coming in right now. For me, a general rule is where did the divergence start would be here. So that means this can come back up to here, 98,000. And what is all up in here? What did OC just show you guys? Liquidity. We have liquidity at these highs. Price wants to go here. So if we hold here, if the market maker is satisfied with coming into our order block over here, okay, because we did sweep this low actually, I think perfectly. Let me see. I'm pretty sure we did perfectly. Oh yeah. So there you go. Right? Perfect sweep of that low. Okay. Let's face it, everybody thought we were going to zero here, so not a lot of liquidity in these lows. But on the retest continuation trade, everybody's getting long here. Okay? Everybody. So they've come for everybody getting long here, right? Like a lot of people aren't confident buying this. Okay, we know how painful this was, right? So this bounce here is where they've come to right now. The hopium is that they're satisfied with grabbing the longs from here, and they're willing to now send the price back up. Okay. Now, what do we need to see in order for that to happen? It's pretty simple. We need to see a higher high come in, right? So we need to see bullish divergence, which we do have here. We need to see a push up, higher high, higher low, and continuation coming back up for all the liquidity that resides above us, because there is a shit ton there. And yes, we have our order blocks and our buy levels down here that OC has explained to you guys, that if we are to roll over, how much easier is it for the market maker to come back down here? It's only 5% or whatever he said. I think he said 10%, 5%. It's much easier, right? However, we got the OC top, FOMOing at the top, baby. And we
That's when
wanna
my
come for
longs
the
are
OC
open.
FOMO. Yeah, that's where OC's long from. So probably want to get up there. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, I think there's a bit of hopium in this. Long term looks okay. We can scan through our oscillator too, and the oscillator actually looks like it has sufficiently bottomed. Okay, when we look at an oscillator, we can see that we have come down quite aggressively to the downside here. We do have the exhaustion coming in here. We do have the clipping coming in here. We do have a color change down in here as well. Okay, with the divergence on the daily. So this is looking like it has been absolutely punished. Okay, and you don't see this much exhaustion that often. Okay, where did you see it? Here. Let's back test, right? Saw it here, so we put a vertical here on our timeline right here. Why isn't Alt V working? We saw maybe here. Okay, this isn't that big, right? We go back and we look at what it looks like. What does it look like? Okay, up we go, up we go. So we're getting pretty exhausted down here, suggesting that, hey, is it time to go? Maybe not just yet, but we do have clipping, and we do have a potential for a bullish divergence where I will be gigalonging if we get it. Okay. Money is red, but it is posturing to the upside, right? So hopium. That's the hopium. I just wanted to give you guys another side of the coin, contrarian view. Also, it would be nice if we get like a breakout retest here. I'm sure OC would be all over this like crazy. There's a nice trend line in here,
Yes.
right? So if we do breakout here and retest, we can definitely look to push back up into that $100,000, right? That's gonna be the big wall of shit that we need to get through. Is it now or is it later? We'll see. Timing wise, I think it's got to be end of February, going into May. Like that's the time horizon, is from now until May. Sell in May and go away. That is our time horizon. From here, 40 weeks after our halving cycle, which was somewhere back in here. Okay, that's 40 weeks till 80 weeks, which brings us all the way until November, right? So it's a long box of where our bull run's supposed to be in the 4-year cycle, right? But this is generally where the bull market's supposed to be. Okay, the biggest gains, the altcoin season is supposed to be in this time zone. This is what everybody's waiting for. This is why everybody's so upset. This is why everybody wants their altcoins to run, and we're not moving. But guys, we're at 100. As soon as Bitcoin goes to rip and then it consolidates and dominance drops, you don't think the altcoins are going to go parabolic? Absolutely. But if you don't think so, sell your coins. I suggest sell half, man, because I do think the bull run's still on. There's been never bullish crypto shit going on in the world since ever right now. We got Bitcoin strategic reserves coming out on all the states. We got crypto regulations. We got Even the shittiest coin on the planet, XRP, is pumping. Okay, so there's your hopium speech.
Oh,
Hate me or love me, I don't care. I'm just here to give you the opposite today.
awesome. I love it, brother. Let me just wrap it up with something here for our new friend. Is he still on? Let me see. Institutional. Is he on? No, he's not. Oh, well, he left. Well, then, I think it's time to wrap it
You
up. Oh, I
scared him.
see him. Jay. By the way, my fiance. Sending you kisses. Love. So,
She's
what?
hola, chica bonita, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, man.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Oh, you're gonna learn a lot if you come visit, my friend. I still trying to get you out of the snow into the beach, man. Others love water. Come on,
I
come
love the
on.
snow. It keeps away a lot of people. It's great. We're getting 2 feet tonight.
Oh
2 feet
man,
tonight.
that's amazing. I love snowboarding.
35
Guys,
centimeters tonight.
holy shit, that's a big pile of snow. Hopefully you don't get the black ice, man. When I discovered that shit,
I
that
love the
was
black ice. I skate. I'm better at ice skating than I am walking. You know that, right?
really, really. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I'm a ninja on ice, man.
Man, love it. I am good at snowboarding. Although since I don't do it that
Okay.
regularly, I start always falling. But then I just do fuck it, and kind of like things come back after a couple of hits in the snow.
I love snowboarding.
Nah, so do I, man.
I hit the
Guys, I
jumps and
yeah.
everything.
Oh really? The best jump that I did in my time was a backflip and
This is me
a
going down the hill. Whee!
nice.
All day.
That's a front flip. Holy shit. Love it. Oh man. Oh, by the way, we have a
We're going
second
to the moon right
session
now.
today in Charter Hackers in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I got to go and do my session now, and then I got to do that session again. So
I
it's
know it's a
never
heavy day
ending,
today.
man.
I know. Let's wrap it up so you have a little bit of time extra. So do I. I need to jump into another meeting today. So I think today was a good day for me. Came out late, come out early. So other than
it?
that, that's it. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Guys, thank you so much for joining. And as always, fuck Ethereum.
That's